You're my favorite housewife. She's like, honey, whatever housewife you're standing in front of is the one that's your favorite that minute. I'm like, that's true. So, but I do love that. As we like wrap up, do you think then it's worth it? Like, that's kind of what you were saying before. Like, is it worth it? Like, people turn down housewives,
Mm.
you go on, you make a lot of money. Sometimes your one season you can't get a job. Like, do you think the whole thing is worth it? And what do you think people do wrong? Like, what is the cardinal mistake that these housewives make?
I think it's a gamble. I definitely think it's a gamble. I think the biggest mistake that we're seeing housewives make lately, the newbies, are self-producing, thinking that they know better than the audience, thinking that the audience can't see through the BS. I think that is a huge, big mistake. Also, trying to influence the bloggers and journalists and podcasters, not really genuinely trying to be friends with them, or if you were a fan of them, you're trying to utilize these bloggers in your favor. And I think that should be against the rules. That should be in their contract, whatever it may be. I think that's one of the biggest mistakes we're seeing a lot of the newbies make, becoming friendly with bloggers or getting in battles with bloggers and things like that. No, 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 no. Go live your best life, do the show, understand social media will love you one day and hate you the next, and then love you again.
That is what they do, right? So I mean, like, so if someone reached out to like Katie, she reached out to certain people, and right, the MO is like, I want you on my side early on in the process.
Yep.
You're a team Katie, but what, like, if someone reached out to you, or me, I had that in Jersey with
Mm,
certain people, and it's kind of like, look, I'm a Gemini, so I can separate a thousand things in the world.
mm.
But right, when you are now starting to try to imply like certain things didn't happen, but I know that they did, so I don't like care what you tell me. And that's fine. Like we can have our, but now you want me on my show. Like I actually couldn't believe it when it was happening because I was so new in the business. Like I didn't realize all, and I was like, oh, you want me to like say this in favor of you? But
Hmm.
that's not like how it
See,
works.
that's
Like
the
we're
problem. Like, I'm
friends.
not saying that bloggers and journalists and podcasters can't be friends with these celebrities, especially if the celebrities
Well,
start.
I'm not anymore, but go
Yeah,
on.
if they're expecting you not to call them to the carpet when they're wrong. I've had that happen before, where
Hmm.
they're so mad at something that I said because they see that I'm going to call them out when they're wrong. I'm like, well, then we can't be friends because in my real life, my friends, when they're wrong, I'm telling them when they were wrong.
Yeah. And in my real life, my friends would never say, don't do your job.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's why I'm not so sure your original statement wasn't true. Like, I agree. I'm not so sure you can be friends because it's all about the housewife. It will always be about the housewife. And that's okay, but like, A, I don't have the energy for that. B, I don't want that energy in my life. And C, that's not a friend.
Yeah. Housewives get it. When I went to BravoCon when it was last here in New York City and I met Drew Sidora, she got it. I was so hard on Drew her first year on the show, and she's just like, I forgot exactly what she said to me, but she got it. She wasn't mad at me. She's like, "But can you be nicer to me?" I said, "No promises," and I walked away. Sorry.
Yeah, some people get it.
Yeah,
But then what is the,
small
so
percent.
like small percentage, but then what is the, because like if someone wants you to spin something a certain way, you're not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. But
No,
what is then the blogger? They what are so enamored that a housewife is speaking? Like, why
I
would
think so.
they? That's what it is. They're so enamored that they're hearing from Katie or
And I
Tamra
think
or
we talked about this when you came on my show last week, because we've interviewed and talked to so many people from different walks of life, some hugely famous people. I think after a while we've become desensitized, so we're not enamored, especially by a housewife. Reality tell. Sorry, I've interviewed Oprah Winfrey, and
you did.
Oprah
Did I
knows me
know
by name.
this?
So,
Oh, honey, you should lead with that every day.
and I do. So I'm not impressed necessarily by celebrities, especially also growing up in New York. We see celebrities walking on the train. Okay, so Michael Bloomberg used to ride the train. Billionaire. Come on, no, not impressed.
I agree. And like when we interview a housewife and then there's 17 hours afterwards of drama to edit and this, and I'm like,
Mm.
I am so sorry I even started with you. And by the way, you probably wouldn't even be asking if we weren't so friendly. Like if I was standoffish or just like, thank you for coming, have a nice life, you
Yeah.
would, it's because so it is
Can you
so
figure this out? Can you do this? Oh my gosh. I've had that before. I'm like, oh God. I'm like, why? Why did I even do this?
right, like right. So I think that's what it is. I guess the blogger or podcaster is excited. Maybe I'll get it backstage at BravoCon. And so therefore, because yeah, to me, it's just like, I don't understand that where it's like you now are pro Meredith or something and you're anti Whitney or whatever. And so when no matter what Meredith does, we have to give a narrative that supports her. That's like so boring, isn't it?
It's Meredith is boring.
Well, there's that too.
I mean, she's had some iconic moments, but for the most part, I'm like, oh my God, it's Meredith. But okay.
I think she might. I have a weird. I think I did I say this on your show. I have a weird feeling Meredith might be one of the next to exit Salt Lake.
Really?
I think that she is over it.
Well, I hear she has a very rough season. She didn't quit. I did, but I heard that she had like a real breakdown.
Everyone just comes for her.
I don't know the specific details. I just heard that she had a breakdown.
I just think like again, great cast, but someone eventually is going to have to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
I just think Meredith, and it's not even an insult. I think she is over it. I do. Like
What if she's
Barlow,
a DJ?
she's a DJ, and Barlow will be the Kyle. Barlow is going to hang on to that thing till the
Mm,
wheels fall off.
I could see that. I could definitely see
She
that.
ain't going nowhere.
And mind you, she has like, well, I'll put in quotes, thriving business. So you would think, but again, you can have millions of dollars, but what people really want a lot of times is fame.
Yeah. Well, Meredith has the DJ career and the caviar now. So there is that. Anything else you want to cover? And I agree. I think it's bloggers and I think it's not being authentic. And I think don't overplay the game. Like this is the final thing I'll say about this too. Like when Claudia Jordan was on my show, she said, "You realize when I came in, she said the best advice they gave me. I mean, her story is different because she wasn't sure if she was going to be full time or not. But she said the producer said to her, the number one thing we ask of you is do not go after Nene unless you feel it's organic.
Mm,
Like this is what she says was the advice. Like, you know, meaning like everyone comes on for their big moment going after Nene. And so she's like, when I went after Nene, I was really fucking pissed off.
was real.
That's what I think people do wrong. They come on with a preconceived notion of who they're gonna like, who they're not gonna like, and they just overplay their upset and drama and just let it be. If you think you're gonna hate Erica Jane and you're gonna love Sutton, but you come on and you hate Sutton and you love, just go with your actual
Yeah.
feelings when someone
Real.
is standing in front of you. That's what I think people do wrong. They have their own, oh my God, I'm good for Teresa. That's the way I'm gonna go. No, just why don't you see if you like the woman in person?
Yeah, because he might not. And I think that's what Brittany did with Kenya. I think that she imagined in her head that Kenya did not like her. There was competition because based off the edit and based off of what we find out later, Kenya really wasn't coming for you like that. Girl. This beef is imaginary in your brain.
Could
It's
we
not
have
real.
Kenya back, please?
Yeah, I think it'd be good for Kenya to be a little bit off the show for at least these next couple of seasons, and then she can have a grand return.
She needs a grand return. Justice for my Kenya. Where can everyone find you?
Everyone can find me Kempire on YouTube, the Kempire podcast, and because I'm always, I think a lot of people think they don't realize that on the podcast I'm actually giving you exclusive podcast episodes there. So definitely on the podcast, not on tour for the rest of the year, but stay tuned for next year. And you can follow me everything TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, everything's at the Kempire.
And the next time you have a live show, if I'm in New York, I will be coming.
Yes, you will.
So I love this. I wanted to do this for a long time. Thank you for having me on your channel, and I will keep you posted when this comes out. This might even be a two-part episode. Sorry to keep you for
Yes.
so long.
No, no.
So awesome. All right, we will chat soon.
Thank you so much, David.
Bye.
Bye.